So welcome back to the workshop. Today we're joined again by Ben Jones from Heljan to reveal another brand new locomotive for TT 120 scale. So Ben, what have we got?
Well, our next TT 120 scale loco is Class 55 Deltic.
Fantastic. It was a great choice to add to your, very early days of your range of TT, isn't it? We've just seen you announce the 122 DMU. So what made you go for the Deltic?
Well, they're iconic, really. They are legendary. You know, choose whatever adjective you want, really. They are incredibly famous, incredibly popular. Even 40-odd years after they were withdrawn, they still have a huge following. And one of the main reasons we've chosen this prototype for our next TT loco, our first loco, is that it complements a lot of what is already available in from Hornby's TT range.
Yep.
So the Mark 1 coaches, as you can see in front of you, the air-conditioned Mark 2s, can run with the Pullman cars, and you can, in the final liveries, in the blue, you can run it with a blue and grey HST.
Yeah, so actually it does actually dovetail in very nicely, doesn't it? I think that actually the last of the A3 and the A4s were in service as the Deltics came into traffic.
Exactly.
Like I say, was then replaced also by the HSTs.
Yeah, so there's the crossover at both ends of the Deltic's career, as you said, between the Gresley Pacifics and then with the HST at the end of their career, yeah. And
people who follow what you do in O-Gauge also know actually you've done the Deltic now twice in O-Gauge as well. Has that had any bearing on how you've approached this project?
Yes, obviously we did a Deltic quite a long time ago, and we revamped it 2 years ago, brought it out with an improved body shape and lots of extra functions and features. And the TT one is based on the revamped version, so it's the shape's really good, and the level of functions that it's got reflects that. Yeah.
So talking about functions and how it works, what's actually inside driving the model? What does it have?
Okay, so you've got a 5-pole motor in there, driving 4 of the 6 axles. The centre axle on each bogie is floating like it is on all our 6-axle locos, which gives you a nice sort of smooth ride, a lot of flexibility through changes of gradient and level and points and things. You've got a heavy, comparatively, I mean, for this scale, you've got a heavy alloy chassis block with a motor and a flywheel inside it. It's got an E24 DCC interface, decoder interface, which takes the ESU lock sound E24.
Because that's the latest generation real micro decoder socket, isn't it?
Exactly. It's very small, even smaller than the Next 18, but it's got as many functions or even more than a 21 pin or a Flux 22. So it's a real advance on what's available through Next 18 or 6 pin or something like that. It's sort of future-proofing it, because you can have up to 32 functions.
So yeah.
We're not there yet, but we don't know what's going to come in the future.
Yeah,
but we've set out with this E24 so that we've got room to expand when we need it.
Yeah, and presumably that also helps you take care of multifunction lights on this as well.
Yes, absolutely. So it's got the head core panel lights, as you'd expect. It's got separately switchable tail lights and separately switchable cab lights.
Fantastic. So it's really feature rich, considering actually it's what, about 7.5 inches long, somewhere around there. Maybe
it's tiny. And of course, and when the production ones come, they'll have 2 stay alives in.
Okay.
For uninterruptible running.
Yep.
They'll also have speakers inside the body, so in an enclosure inside the body for a good rich sound experience.
Yeah. And are you doing these DCC ready and DCC sound fitted, or just DCC ready?
The plan is the initial plan is that we've announced some DCC ready ones. Depending on what the reaction is and what demand is, then we may add some DCC sound ones later on.
Yeah, but from what you say anyway, with the E24 and the factory fitted speakers, we're quite a simple logo to actually add your own chits.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a really simple conversion. The body just pops off.
Yeah.
There's no screws or anything, and then you take the blanking plug out, drop the decoder in, and you're ready to go.
That's good. Sounds great. Then in terms of body styles, is it just one era of the Deltics you're modelling, or is it across the different periods?
No, we've tried to cover as much of the life of the locos as we can. So you've got the early style body with the glazed head core panels when they were just steam heat and vacuum braked. And then we've got the later ones where you've got ETH after the ETH was fitted. So they were dual braked, and dual heated later on, and they had their head coat panels plated over.
Yep.
So that takes us right through from sort of not the very early days, because they initially the bodies were modified and they had some extra vents added.
Yep.
Well, we've included the extra vents on all of them, but it takes us right through from sort of 1962, 63, right through to 1981.
Yeah. So pretty much the entire lifespan, apart from the first sort of
apart from the very short period at the beginning. Yeah.
And does that, the modifications, does that include change to the cab side windows and things like that as well?
Yes, you'll also have the on the later locals. Most of them had the quarter lights plated over in the corners of the cabs. So we'll have that as well.
And what about livery choices? What have you got? What's your top picks of liveries for your first batch?
So we've got BR green.
Yep.
There's a standard BR blue one at Pinzer.
Yep.
There's a Finsbury Park BR blue one as Tullyar. And then there's an obvious choice, but 55002 in its final livery with two-tone green, but with a full liners.
Yeah. Yep.
As it ran in its last couple of years. So they're the main choices.
Yeah. So those last two would be great for anyone with an HST, aren't they? So
yes.
Fit
perfect.
Nicely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we come down to the big question, obviously, which is obviously we can see your engineering sample stage here today with the launch of the model. But how far are they away from being made, and what the price point's going to be for them?
This is the first sample, and it's not a representation of the final thing. There's still a bit of work to do it, but we think we're about a year away.
Okay.
So they'll be out in early 2026.
Yeah. And have you got price points set for them?
Yes, the suggested retail price for all versions at the moment is 199.
Super. Thank you very much for coming in today, Ben, and showing us the first engineering sample of the Deltic. It's great to see a new loco coming through for TT120 and to enjoy running it around on the layout today as well. You'll be able to keep up to date with more updates on the Heljan TT120 Deltic through keymodelworld.com and also through the pages of Hornby magazine, plus online through Heljan's own Facebook page as well. Thank you very much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.